So this next story is interesting because it is, well, interesting, sad. I don't really know what the word would be. So the Philadelphia Brewing Co.'s, it says that the title of it is Philadelphia Brewing Co.'s hop garden was cut down by city cleaning crew who thought it was weeds. So essentially what happened, their city crew, I don't know where this hop garden was, if it was close or where it was at, but they just came on through and went ahead and mowed it or weeded it or whatever they did. And they ruined the whole hop crop, which is fun to say. I don't know how I would react to that. Would you be rather frustrated? What would your reaction be if you had that happen?
So this was for like a very, very large batch of seasonal beer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I would be pretty pissed off, honestly. Mm-hmm. So they have signs out in front, and you can go take a look at this story. They had signs out in front explaining what the hop garden was for, that it was for this special beer. And then, the city came through and just cut all their plants down and threw them away. Yep. But the cool thing about this story is apparently brewers from around the area and around the nation who are growing these kind of hops in their gardens are like conspiring together to ship them all in.
That's pretty wild.
Hopefully make up the difference so they can still make this beer.
Have you thought about growing hops?
I've tried and failed at growing
What
hops.
happened? I have to know now.
So I planted the hops rhizomes next to my fence, and the fence right on the other side of that, there's two trees. There's a pecan tree and I think an elm tree.
Uh-huh.
And they just have roots all up into the yard. So I planted the rhizomes after having the roots chopped up. And apparently the roots came back and just choked out the rhizomes. So the first year they like kind of came up, and then the second year they never came back.
Interesting.
So I lost 8 hops plants to the trees, and I just resigned that I'm never going to get to plant hops, at least at this house, because it's not just the trees, because we also have that pecan tree in our backyard, but you dig about a foot down and it's pure red clay in our yard. So there's not great soil in our yard either. And I'm not talking just like a little bit of like clay mixed into soil. I'm talking like when my niece came and spent the week, she wanted to play with clay, and so we dug down and got a hunk of red clay out of the ground that she could play with. It's just solid clay.
Well, I think we talked about it on the way to Mazer. I saw an article that was like Oklahoma's trying to start growing hops as a crop, and I think you noted, you were like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
I would be surprised, because you would essentially have to, I mean, I guess if you've got a field where you've been doing crop rotations for a while and you've really been amending the soil.
Yeah.
But that's not how hops grow, right? They grow up. And so it's kind of like having a vineyard. You would need infrastructure to support those hops. And I'm just not, I'd be surprised if Oklahoma.
Maybe we'll get
I think we should
together.
stick to hemp, probably, honestly.